Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm cash stuffing $701. So let's get started. First, I'm going to start with my wallet and let me pull out any rollover cash. So we have $6 here. And then I do have some change and a few receipts that I will scan into my Fetch Rewards app. And then my change, I've just been putting it into this little piggy bank, and probably at the end of the year, I'll cash it in and then cash stuff that. Which I think last year I ended up saving like $50 or something in change. So it adds up really nicely. All right, so for my wallet this week, I do get paid bi-weekly, so I put half into my wallet for this week, and then I put half into my overflow binder. So I'm going to do 30 for this week. So I did a 20 and then 2 5s. So now we have 20, 25, 30, 35, and 36. All right, and now that is all set for the week. And then I'll put the other 30 into my overflow binder. And I do have my budget sheet here, which just shows how I budget. My bills and then a few things like my gas, my dog's daycare, and my groceries I leave on my card. So I just keep that up here and I have separate accounts for those. And then at the bottom is what I use to show like what I will pull out in cash and then put into my envelope. So this down here is what I'm stuffing the $701, which I stopped filming my budget with me's just because I felt like they were kind of repetitive, but I thought I'd just kind of give a quick explanation of how I budget. Now we're going to move on to my next binder, which is my Mini Mondays. So for Mini Mondays, I like to do these just to play some little games to save some extra money. So I'm going to be doing $60 for this. So I'm doing 120, 110, 2 5s, and then 25 21s. All right, so then we have 21s, 25, 30, 40, and then 60. So that is correct. Couldn't figure out where I put the envelope. Okay. Moving on to my Saving Sunday binder, which this also has like little challenges that are a higher amount than the Mini Mondays. And I just like to do this as well, just to have a more fun way to save money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put $100 into here. So I did 120, then 3 10s, 5 5s, and then 25 1s. All right, so then we have 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then that's 100. And then I'm going to my At the Mall, which this is another like challenge. A lot of these I printed them out myself. So I either bought them on Etsy and they were pretty cheap since I just printed them myself, or a lot of them are also freebies, which is really nice because you're still able to like play fun games and things, but you don't necessarily have to spend like tons of money. So for this, I'm going to put $44 into here. And the reason I did that is because I'm almost done with this floor and I needed $44 more for that. So I'm going to do a 20, 2 10s, and then 4 1s. So then we have 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, and 44. Moving on to my savings binder, I'm going to go back to my sister's wedding. And today I'm putting a good amount in here. I'm going to do 225, which I think will complete this challenge, and I probably will just wipe this off and then use this again. My goal is 2,000, so I need like 1,000 more, but let me count this to make sure it is 225. So then we have 25, 50, 75, 100, 25, 50, 75, 225. In this envelope, I have been like using this money, so the tracker doesn't exactly fit what's in here, but I still like to have the tracker. So I'll do 2 and then 20 and 5. So now we have 200 in the bank, 300, 400, 20, 40, 45, and 50. So 450. And that is it for this binder. Now for my sinking funds, I'm just going to go back to Bath and Body Works. And I always just put kind of the leftover money here. So I had $1 left today. So now this has 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Moving on to my personal binder, I'm going to go back to fitness, which I've been using this to save for my yoga pack. I do like the 10 pack so that you're able to save money doing it that way. So I'm going to put 25 into here. And let me update my tracker. This tracker I got from Aya Plans, and I really like it because it has like the cash section and then also the in the bank section. So now this has 50, 75. And the last binder I have is for my dog. So first I'm going to go back to boarding. I will be traveling home in May, and so I'll have to board him for that. So I'm going to put in 170 into here. And for this, I do already have 300 in the bank, which this is kind of just my baseline. Like if I needed to unexpectedly board him. And then I like to save like separately for things that I know is coming up. So now we have 300 in the bank, 450 and 70. So that should be good to go because I think we only needed 170 for this next trip. And then I'm going to go back to JVM, which this is for my apartment that we have to have like a little pet profile. And this is due in June. So I'm just going to go ahead and fully fund that today and put in $16. So this should now have 30, 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. All right, and my tray is empty. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.